Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Ted Nappy, Chief Volunteer Officer and Chair of the Board of the YMCA of Greater Monmouth County. I'd like to begin with a personal thank you to each of you for your support of our Y. We're together tonight because of you. Your support is truly life-changing, and you've made it possible for our Y to thrive today. I'd also like to thank my fellow board members. Our board is made up of a tremendous group of volunteers who show up every day, committed to doing what it takes to be there for our community. We are also fortunate to partner with our amazing staff team to support the continued evolution of our Y. This has been another year like no other, and we'd like to take a few moments to share some of the highlights of 2021. Now it is my great pleasure to turn things over to our President and CEO, Laurie Goganzer, who will share with you the true impact of your gifts.
Thank you, Ted. I'm so grateful to have you and your fellow board members by my side as we continue the great work of the YMCA. Good evening, everyone. I'm Laurie Goganzer, President and CEO of the YMCA of Greater Monmouth County, and I am so happy to welcome you to our annual donor and volunteer recognition event. The work the Y is able to do is tremendous because of you. Your support makes it possible for us to strengthen our community, to give back to our community, and to make it a better place for all. The YMCA of Greater Monmouth County is not simply a Y in the community. Rather, we are a Y for the community. The pandemic forced us to figure out a way to serve as a resource for our community, regardless of whether or not our buildings were open or closed. Through our Togetherhood efforts, more than 300 volunteers joined hands to do good for others throughout our entire service area. Summer camp gave kids the chance to throw water balloons, eat freeze pops, make new friends, and just be kids again. Thankfully, we were able to provide over $125,000 in financial assistance to help give struggling families access to amazing summer camp experiences. We've continued our food distribution efforts, serving more than 40,000 meals and boxes of fresh produce to individuals and families in need. And our baby pantry has continued to collect and distribute over 100,000 diapers, wipes, and baby essentials. All of that for struggling families who depend on us the most. We strengthened our partnership with the VNA to offer COVID testing and vaccinations at our Red Bank Family YMCA. And we forged a new, exciting partnership that brought the city of Long Branch, its school district, and our Y together to deliver critical water safety skills to at-risk children, many of whom were wearing a bathing suit for the first time in their lives. Behavioral and mental health support continues to be a critical area of focus for us, as now more than ever, families and individuals rely on these services as mental health needs continue to surge. Our talented team of clinicians have provided over 100,000 interactions to support mental health, addiction recovery, and other social service essentials. Even with our doors closed, we found ways to serve our members and the community. I'm proud of the way the Y has been able to shift our programs to meet the needs of our communities during the pandemic and beyond. It has not been easy. Our program and membership revenues dropped to a fraction of what they were prior to the pandemic. We lost 85% of our staff team too. We are thankful to be back open, expanding our programs, and welcoming back our members and bringing back some staff. But our work over the past year and a half would not have been possible without the support of our donors, volunteers, and sustaining members. We are determined to not take anything for granted, and we so appreciate the many ways you have ensured no one is turned away for an inability to pay. So thank you all for supporting the Y year after year with your time, your talent, and treasure. To know that we have folks like all of you by our side makes every day a little brighter than the last. And speaking of people who make our days brighter, I'm delighted to introduce to you one of the newest members of our board of directors, Itzel Perez Hernandez.
Thank you, Laurie. I am so happy to join you today and would love to share my journey at the YMCA. I was first introduced to the Y during my junior year of high school. As an immigrant and first-generation student, the only thing I knew I wanted to do with my future was go to college. It was through the Y Achievers program that I learned about resumes, interviews, scholarship applications, and the entire college process. That same year, I found out I was undocumented, and my dreams of college suddenly felt impossible. Still, I continued to attend Y Achievers meetings. There, it did not matter where I came from or what my immigration status was. All they saw was my potential and my drive. After a series of events and several scholarships, I was able to begin my college journey. In 2012, after DACA was enacted, the program that provides me work authorization and protection from deportation every 2 years, I began to look for places to work. Once again, the Y was there for me. Throughout college, I worked at the Welcome Center in Red Bank and saw what community looked like. It was strangers, sharing a cup of coffee in the morning, playing a game of pickleball, and getting to know their neighbors. It was the volunteers and staff who made summer camps, pre-K classes, counseling, after-school clubs, and so much more possible and available for their communities. I love being there every morning and interacting with folks in my neighborhood. Many who took the time to know me or learned about my story would, and still do, check in on me and encourage me throughout school. 4 years ago, I was able to graduate from the New Jersey City University with dual degrees in National Security Studies and Political Science. The skills, resources, and support I received from the Y proved to be essential in helping me achieve that goal. Having gone from benefiting from the Y to now being able to continue as a new board member is a blessing and nothing short of a privilege. Now more than ever, we need more spaces where people of all colors, backgrounds, beliefs, and all the other things that make them unique can come together and feel accepted and valued for who they are. The work that the Y does is crucial in every community that it serves and will only prove to be more important as we continue to move towards a more diverse, inclusive, and equitable future. And now, I would like to introduce another recipient of YMCA programs through the generosity of your support. Thank you to those who continue to give so that others can grow and thrive.
If I had anything to say to the donors and supporters that give to the summer camp scholarships, it would just be a huge thank you. We received a scholarship for Logan to attend Camp Zender, and I don't think that he could have attended if it wasn't for that scholarship. Obviously, we want to send him to camp, but the tuition sometimes can be so expensive. So the fact that people donate and make it possible for a kid like Logan to go to camp is amazing. And the only thing I can say is thank you so much, and please continue to donate.
I could never afford it. So this past summer though, you know, my ex-husband and I really felt that the two of them needed to do something. So we went and we came and we talked to Trisha and we said this is what we can afford, and we were able to send them. And at first we were a little nervous that Christopher wouldn't do well, but he absolutely loved it here. And everybody was very accommodating and they had so much fun, right guys? Did you have fun at camp?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you have fun at camp, Chris?
Yes, camp is not over.
Camp is over for the summer.
I miss all my friends in camp. Camp is not over.
And my salon did not reopen after COVID. We lost our space. So Mom's been doing a lot of going to people's houses and working that way when she can, but I don't have reliable childcare all the time. The boys loved coming to camp. They came 4 to 5 days during the week, and when they came home, they were all smiles and happy and excited, and they talked about what they did all day and about the friends they made. So much so that I had only paid for 1 month because that was what I could afford. And then at the end of that month, I made an offhanded comment about how I wished I could afford for them to go all summer. And then you guys made it possible by giving them the scholarships.
A huge way the Y has been a positive influence on myself and my family is we are actually receiving some help through Y Cares. Back on February 14th, 2018, my husband suffered a major stroke, and I wasn't sure we would be able to continue paying for membership at the YMCA. And my younger son takes personal training sessions with a trainer here who has played a huge role in his life. Not just through physical training, but as a mentor. So for that, we are so incredibly thankful, because without Y Cares, we would not be able to continue to come here and my son would not be able to benefit from having a personal trainer who cares not just about my son's physical well-being, but his emotional stability, which is truly impactful on all of us.
What does the Y mean to me? Well, actually, since I came here, they welcomed me with open arms. I'm very limited with my exercises. I do have a lot of medical issues with my back, my legs, so the Y actually helped me with swimming. I'm currently learning how to swim for the first time in 40 plus years. Since I was a child, I did not do any swimming because I had a tracheostomy in my throat, which prevented me from going in the pool, have water go inside my chest. So as soon as I took it out last year and the hole closed, I said the very first thing I wanted to do was learn how to swim. So when I knew that the Y was next to my house, literally like maybe 2 minutes away, I said, you know what, I have to find a brave person to see if they can, teach me how to swim.
YMCA is very cautious, which I appreciate, especially with the little ones. So I believe it's a great environment. You can definitely bring your little ones here, and there's no worry. Clean environment, great people, and very safe. It's been great. Everybody's been great to me, and especially to my daughter. We love it here, and it's a lot of fun. We love the music, and the atmosphere is wonderful. I think facilities like these for the community, for everyone, it's really important. Without having access to something like this, I don't know if I would be able to put her in any kind of a class or anything like that. So having the YMCA gives us the opportunity to be able to do that without spending a large sum of money and still kind of getting the city experience and having fun at the same time, which is great.
What I like most about the YMCA is basically the mission that's behind it, of us helping people. Especially in the development that we're in here in Freehold Borough. We are helping everyone with the food distribution and different clothing giveaways. So I like helping other people when they're in need, especially during this time during COVID. We've been able to help a lot of people here in the community, and they have been needing it and wanting it. There were times in the very beginning where we had lines going around the corner because a lot of people couldn't get food or fresh produce and different things like that. So they were really looking forward to the days when we were starting the food distribution, and it's grown. So it's been almost a year now, and we still have everyone's coming every 3 days, and it's very big. It's very important to them. We want to make sure that people have enough food to survive during this time. Times are getting a little bit better, but it's still hard out there for a lot of people without the jobs and the normal income that they were getting. So they look forward to coming here and being able to get some food at least 3 days a week. And it also helped in the beginning of the wintertime. We were doing a clothing drive, so we were able to give out coats for the kids, other seniors, and family members. Whenever they came through, they could pick something for them or their children to help them out, to make sure that they're not too cold during the wintertime. Without you guys, a lot of these programs and donations and the giveaways, we wouldn't be able to do it without you guys.
I choose to give to this Y in particular because it's an amazing organization. It never stops. Even in these really difficult pandemic moments, you could see the staff pivot and find ways to serve its community fully. I encourage everybody, it's worth it. If you can make a donation, make a donation. If you can contribute in other ways, do it. There's no better place. Your money, every penny, is maximized here at the YMCA of Greater Monmouth County.
So my husband and I, as a team, give to the Y, and all the things we see in the Y make us really confident in giving. We're very aware that membership only pays a small proportion of what it really costs to operate a Y. So we know that fundraising is absolutely necessary to keep our community Y going, keep it strong, and keep it always looking ahead to the next 5 years, the next 10 years. So we made a very conscious decision to not freeze or discontinue our membership because we could see that the Y was thinking long and hard about how it could still be relevant in this very, very difficult environment. And the Y tried very hard to always be offering something. I remember going to the outdoor senior fit classes and how much fun that was and how something was a lot better than nothing. But in the meantime, the Y was developing new programs that it hadn't done before to respond to core community needs during COVID. And the partnerships that the Y developed with other nonprofits in our area really warmed my heart, and I was so happy to see that. So we had some food programs, some infant supply programs. So we were watching carefully how the Y pivoted to stay relevant during COVID, and I feel that they did a really good job.
I felt welcomed. I definitely would come back here every month, without a doubt. I don't feel any uncomfortability at all, or that I'm a pity case, or it feels like they're here to help. I love it.
We came tonight to help Togetherhood and help feed some of the families in the community. It's been a great experience for us, packing boxes, cutting pies, and doing anything we can to help people have a nice Thanksgiving.
Sound mind, sound body, equality for all in our community. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, what background you're from. We want to help you be stable in your mind, your body, give you a safe place to be and to grow. Some of the folks who I'm involved with at the Y have given my family an opportunity to enjoy things, and I want to be able to give that same opportunity back to others in the community who might not be able to give themselves. So it's kind of a trickle-down effect. The folks who can give the opportunity for folks who can't give to receive. And that's my general philosophy in life, is if we are able to give to those who can't necessarily get it themselves, we're all better for it.
Stories like this remind us of how far reaching the Y's impact is. Can you imagine what our community would look like if the Y wasn't here? Hundreds of high school students may not have the support and encouragement they need to realize their dreams of becoming the first in their family to attend college. Working families would struggle to find a safe, affordable place for their kids to go after school, a place to provide homework assistance, access to computers, and opportunities to be active with their friends.
Thousands of children up and down the shoreline would miss the chance to learn about water safety, swimming skills, and how to enjoy water activities for a lifetime. Many of our most vulnerable neighbors would struggle to find the emotional and behavioral health services they need for themselves, their children, and families.
Thankfully, because of donors like you, the Y is here. I'm sure you've all heard the quote from Margaret Mead, "Never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world." In fact, it's the only thing that ever has.
And that is true for our Y too. 35 years ago, the Heritage Club was founded with just 20 members who believed in the mission and core values of the YMCA. They wanted to ensure the Y would be here to serve families, children, and individuals for years to come. When caring and dedicated people come together, amazing things are accomplished. Generosity comes in many forms, and today we are so grateful for that group of modern-day visionaries, as well as the more than 150 others who have since joined them as Heritage Club members with a lifelong financial commitment to the Y. The legacy of these gifts has helped secure the future of the YMCA of Greater Monmouth County, creating a lifetime of benefits and community impact.
The English writer J.B. Stern said, "Silent gratitude isn't much use to anyone," and I agree with her. I want every one of you to know that your generosity has made all the difference to the families, individuals, and children we serve. And now, let's lift our glass for a toast. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for believing in our Y, for standing by us, helping us to do what we do best, care for the community. Here's to good health, good friends, and to emerging strong in 2022. Thanks everyone. Have a great night.
you.